Hey everyone, I'm back again. It is July 11th today, and next week I'll be on vacation, so I'm not going to be doing any updates. But I did want to come back and dip once again into my mailbag to answer a couple questions that people asked that won't be covered off for the most part in the clinics, or at least not so specifically. But I want to answer those. Before I get to that, I do have some very exciting news that once I do start the clinics, which will be in a few weeks. Yes, you'll get a link. You'll make sure you have a link for the day of July 31st will be the first one, and I hope to see you all there. But I will send you all a link the day before, or maybe well, I'll send you, don't worry, you'll get links. I promise you get the links. Anyways, I wanted to let you know that I have a couple special guests, and when I say a couple, I mean quite a lot actually. Special guests, speakers who I've recorded sessions only 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and I'll be sharing those between my clinics. So in other words, almost every week you should be getting some sort of information about direct mail. I've got people that I know you've heard of, people like Tom Ahern, people, of course, now I'm drawing the blank. Ken Burnett will be on it, Jen Love will be on it, Rachel Zant will be on it, Maddie Nance will be on it, Pam Groh will be on it, Mark Phillips will be on it, Jonathan Grapsis will be on it. The list goes on and on. I've got a whole bunch of people who are sharing some really, really nerdy things, and I can't wait to share those with you. And again, those will come out through email. All you do is sit back and just click and watch, just like you are watching this video. Okay, so before that's it. Listen, no more befores. The two questions I have, the first one I have from the mailbag is someone said nonprofit orgs are super tight right now. In my survey, I asked if people would actually be interested in paying for a version of these videos, which most people said no offense, but probably not. Which is totally fine. I'm not offended by that because, as this person says, money is tight, and I totally get that. Donations are way down, and I'm sorry to hear that. So this person said by 50% or more for many organizations. So all spending is scrutinized to the hilt. Yes. So giving, I've heard this, that donations are way down, and people have asked if we see the same thing with our clients. And I'll be totally honest, touch wood, for the most part, I haven't seen that with our clients because our clients pay attention to all the things that we talk about all the time. Okay. And that's not a marketing answer. If you are doing things like segmenting your mailings. In other words, talking to people as they are, donors as they are, monthly donors, legacy donors, whoever they are, loyal donors. You're making sure it's direct response. You're talking to people as directly as possible. The other thing too is 80% of your revenue is coming from 20% of your top donors. In my series, I will talk about mid-level and high-value donors. You should be crafting those donors' appeals in-house. There should be lots of closed face envelopes. There should be lots of first class stamps. There should be lots of paper clips. People say, oh, I don't have the person power to actually execute this stuff in house. That is not my problem. Your donor, especially your most important donors, want to feel like you've sat down and put something and made something just for them. The more I feel like I'm just a cog in the machine or computers are talking to me, the less interested I am. So much of the mail that your donors get looks exactly the same. So I'm not surprised to hear that for some people, giving is down because donors are tired of it. They're tired of feeling like ATMs and they're not interested in giving to those things. So you have to do the hard work to craft appeals that I want to look at. So I will talk about dominating your mailbox. How do you dominate the donor's mailbox so they look at yours first? How do they read your story with interest, with open eyes and an open heart? How do you inspire them and move them to give to your appeal? How do you appear human to them? There's all sorts of things we can do. And again, I'll talk about some of them through the series, but this is not exhaustive. But I can tell you, if you only listen to one thing I say right now, is the more human you can be to your donors, the more you realize you're having conversations with these other humans that we call donors, the more successful your appeals will be. So forget about what everyone else is doing, forget about the status quo, forget about how this is supposed to look like and what this is supposed to sound like. The more you can sound human with real problems that you need other humans to help you solve, the better your fundraising will be. And yes, there's a whole lot of tactics in there. And again, just keep watching these videos, keep reading blogs, go to sophie.org, consume everything you can. That's your job, is consume as much as you can. There's a lot of good information out there. So good luck. So again, I will share lots of things, this whole series that will increase your giving and fundraising. But it's your job to put it all together, or talk to me about coaching, and I can coach you through an appeal, or talk to us about helping you with your year end, and you can hire us for that if you want to. Okay, so but the role, the responsibility is on you, and you're always capable of better. always. So the second question I had was uh, someone wants to learn how to talk about scientific issues. They said like climate change in a simple way. We talk about, and I will talk about this, that you write to a grade 4 to 6 reading level when you write. In other words, even if your donors are all scientists, it doesn't matter. Your letter should be written from a grade 4 to 6 reading level, and a reading E should be like around 80% or higher. And so sometimes when we write, the way people write isn't the way we talk. Although if you do your writing really well, it sounds like someone talking. So a tip I always shared was you read your letter out loud. After you're done typing it, call up someone, bring a friend down the hallway and read it out to them. You'll start changing your letter immediately. My old boss, Steve Thomas, used to actually dictate his letters into a tape recorder, and then someone would type it out for us. See, he would talk his letter through. So it sounded very, very conversational. The other thing is that, first of all, will bring down the sort of the jargon that people use. Because again, unless you're highly intellectual, most people tend to use a ton of jargon when they're talking and having conversations with other people. At least I hope not. Otherwise, you're a bit of a snob. So, and I know people like that too. Don't do that. Anyways, the other thing too is there are some uh, very technical, very hard to explain concepts, and you have to find ways to do it. How do you break down something very scientific? So the two things I do is think about I'm talking if I'm just explaining to a child, the child's gonna keep saying like, why? Well, the sun will do this, and if this keeps happening, we'll get ozone and do that. Well, why does that happen? Well, because of this, and this, and stuff. So just keep asking why until you find a way to express the problem in a simplistic manner. Trust me, you're not coming across as stupid because you're simplifying your language. The other way to do is imagine a child writing your appeal about climate change. And if I was a child in grade 7, for example, how would I express the problem that you're trying to express? Now, that might be a little more difficult for you to kind of get your head around. How would a child express this concept and this idea? But that's where the creativity kicks in. But again, it comes back to how can we simply express complex problems? And the other thing too is climate change is so big. That was the example. It is such a big thing. You need to break it down as something that I, the donor, can understand and get my head around. How will my $50 fix climate change? It probably won't. But $50 can help a program that helps children that come in from after school programs to go out and do something or learn about this or see an exhibit about this, right? So that's the challenge, is making these things relatable. So there's a very rambly video to answer 2 questions with a bunch of information. Thank you so much. I am really looking forward to kicking off these clinics. I think you're going to be really excited when they kick off, between my sessions and some of these special sessions, which I'm still recording, and I just can't wait to share with you. I think you're in for a whole lot of amazing and totally free content for now. So thanks for joining me. Please share this with your friends. The more the merrier on these clinics. I'm happy to let people keep joining up. Send them to the DM clinic page at Agents of Good. And I won't see you next week, but I'll probably be back the week after as we roll into the last full week before we start these clinics. So thank you for listening. Have a great rest of your week, and we will see you all very, very soon. Take care.